Good morning, my wonderful people. Welcome to the live Gapapathi Sahasranama broadcast. We ended yesterday at 101. Let's start with 102. Bhavyo bhutalayo bhogadata bhrumadya gocharaha mantro mantrapitir mantri madamatto manomayaha. Bhavyo, it comes even in astrology. Bhavat bhavam, bhava means the quality. This term signifies the one that is glorious, majestic, or worthy of reverence. Bhutalayo, the word refers to abode or dwelling or place of being, suggesting a place where all creatures reside. This is a little generic description. Bhuta is everything that is happening on the earth plane, if you want. Bhogadata. This phrase implies a provider. Ganapathi is the provider or giver of enjoyments, pleasures, or material comforts. Bhrumadya gocharaha. This term describes Ganapathi as the one who is perceivable or accessible within the region of the eyebrows. Speaking of the third eye here, the Agnya Chakra, it also symbolizes the one who is meditated upon or focused in the middle of the brow, the space between the two eyebrows, right? The third eye. Mantro mantrapatir mantri madamatto manomayaha. Mantro signifies the sacred chant. This is the Sahasranama. All Sahasranamas, all texts of Vedas written in Sanskrit are basically a chant, spell or incantation often used in rituals or spiritual practices. Now this is a very westernized approach to viewing what is a mantra. A mantra is a sound. All creation began with sounds. Sound and light is first what we tune into when we come into true spiritual realms. Mantrapatir mantri. This words describe the Lord Ganapathi as the master of mantras, indicating authority or mastery over sacred chants. This is why Ganapathi is always the first visited in all Vedic traditions, in all sacred rituals, etc. If you want to call it the rituals, even the shamans who may be tuning in onto this should take a heed of this. In this new energy, lots of shamans who were shamans in the previous birth are awakening all over the world. Yeah. Many times, most times, they are born in other cultures. Let it be Latin America, let it be Africa, let it be Australia, let it be United States of America. Different countries. They are born into different faiths. But the awakening energy is awakening their kundalini, so to speak, right? So they are tuning into all these past lives. They feel there is something in this and I must tune into this. Ganapathi is a good place to start. Madamatto, this phrase suggests the one who is intoxicated with joy, ecstasy, or divine bliss. Manomayaha. Mana or manas means the mind. This expression can be translated as my mind or consisting of the mind. Manomayaha, the one who is in my mind. It emphasizes the identification or association with the mind. (103) Mekhalahishvaro mantri. Hang on a minute. Mekhalahishvaro madagatir mandani bhekshanaha. Wow, I need some more coffee. Mahabalo mahaviryo mahaprano mahamanaha. Okay. Mekhalahishvaro suggests Ganapathi as the divine entity or deity who is the lord or the ruler of the sacred waistbands. Mekhala. It may symbolize authority or control over spiritual practices or disciplines. Spiritual practice requires a certain discipline, requires you getting up certain time in the morning, like the Brahma Kala, like between 4 to 6, as I'm here ranting away, right? Mandagatir Mandani Bhekshanaha. Okay, this term describes Ganapathi as a slow or the one with leisurely gait, whose gaze is gentle or tender. It may imply a calm or serene demeanor. Mahabalo, Mahaviryo, Mahaprano, Mahamanaha. So beautiful. Ganapathi as someone who has great strength or power. Ganapathi as someone with immense valor, energy, or prowess. Ganapathi as someone who is vast or expansive life force or vital energy. Prana is your life energy. Embodied life energy is prana. Mahamanaha describes Ganapathi as the great universal mind or elevated consciousness. Also implies wisdom, intelligence, and an overview perspective from the perspective of creation itself. Number 104. Yajño Yajñapatir Yajñagupta Yajña Phalapradaha Yashaskaro Yoga Gamyo Yagniko Yajaka Priyaha. Coffee is working well. Yajna is the act of offering, or act of sacrifice. Sacrifice is a much misunderstood term, even amongst the Hindus of today, let alone the poor people from other countries who have no idea of Sanskrit. So I can share my 2 cents on this. Sacrifice or worship is you worshipping your own universal form. In a one creator universe, Ganapathi is one aspect of the oneness. What are you going to worship if all that exists is you? Think about that for a minute. Think logically itself for a minute. Let us stretch this. If God is everywhere and you are part of God and you are God, embodied in a godly form, everything is God, then what are you worshipping and who are you sacrificing to? It's the act of you being humble in your own eyes. You need not be humble in somebody else's eyes. Never get into such traps. You are humble in your own eyes. The splendor and the glamour of your soul is what is described in the Vedic texts like this. It's the splendors. Your soul has a splendor which is seen by all gods themselves and revered to. Okay? Yajna. So you are the act of yajna. All these particular verses are about yajna. The Lord or the master of yajna, sacrifice or ritual, authority or leadership in conducting ceremonies. Yajñapati. Pati means the Lord of. Yajñagopta, protector or preserver of the yajna, someone who ensures proper execution and safeguarding of all sacrificial rituals. Yajna phalapradaha, one who bestows fruits or results of the yajna. So he is the doer, he is the protector, and gives you the fruits of it also. Yashaskaro. Yasha means fame. Karo means the one who gives, one who brings fame, glory, renown. Divine entity is associated with or bestows great reputation or honor. Yoga Gamyo, Ganapathi as the one who is attainable or accessible through yoga or spiritual practice. Yoga means unionship. Union of your body, mind and soul is what yoga is about, not just bending your arms in funny ways. Yagniko, one who is skilled as knowledgeable in yajna or practices, spiritual practice, let's just call it that. Yajaka Priyaha, one who is fond and dear to Yajaka. The one who performs the yajna is the Yajaka, okay, the doer and done. Done is yajna, doer is the Yajaka. The divine entity or Ganapathi is pleased and favorable to those who engage in worship and rituals. Number 105. Raso rasapriyo rasyo ranjako ravanarchitaha. Raja raksha karo ratna garbho raja sukha pradaha. So now we are talking about other qualities of Ganpati. Rasyo. Rasyo means taste. Rasa means taste or the essence of taste itself. Okay. Now, taste can mean multiple things. If you want to go the neuro-linguistic programming route, we have audio-visual and kinesthetic. In kinesthetic, we talk about feel. When we talk about feel, it can be emotional feel, it can be tasty feel, right? So we are describing such kind of multi-dimensional aspects of tasting. You are tasting your lover, you are tasting your food, you are smelling something nice, a good perfume, right? These are all tasting itself. We are talking about the essence of what it means to taste. It's not necessarily your tongue or the five things of the tongue. If you're watching a beautiful painting, you're tasting the painting with your eyes. You understand what I'm saying? It's a multi-dimensional approach one should get. Not a narrow perspective of rasa means just everything to do with the tongue. Okay? Rasapriyo, one who is fond of loving of rasa, the essence or the aesthetic experience of rasa. Rasa needs to be understood more deeply. And it is not. Unfortunately, I don't find anyone who's understanding or conveying rasa like this. An affinity or appreciation for beauty, for art, for pleasurable experiences. The five senses, what we have, and the way the brain interprets it, can all be quote unquote tasty. Rasyo, one who is enjoyable or delightful himself. Ranjako, one who causes delight or joy or amusement or the source of entertainment or happiness. This is why Ganpati is always kept whenever there is, local Indian dance festivals. For example, the Bharatnatyam, the Kathakali, the one in Kerala, I forget what the Kathakali, right? Everywhere art and dance forms in India, traditionally first they keep an idol of Ganpati there. They first give honor to Ganpati and say, give me the blessing so that I may bring the best forth. Because he enjoys art. He knows the secret of all art forms. Ranjako Ravanarchitaha, one who has been worshipped or revered by Ravana himself. The one whom Rama defeated, the famous Ravana, right? Rajya Raksha Karo. Okay, so Rajya is kingdom, Raksha is protection. The one who protects or safeguards the kingdom or sovereignty. Ratna Garbho. Ratna means gem, Garbha means womb. One who is the repository or holder of gems or treasures. Raja Sukha Pradaha, one who bestows or grants happiness or well-being of kingdom or rulership. All the kings, all the leaders should be first giving their thanks and asking for Ganpati's help. One who provides contentment and prosperity in a governing role. Leaders, you should be listening to Ganpati more often than you think. 106. Laksho Lakshapatir Laksho Layastho Laddu Kapriya Lasa Priyo Lasya Paro Labhakrul Lokavishruta. Laksha means target, okay? All those who CEOs, team leaders, planners, you should listen to Gapapathi Sahasranama more and chant it more. Lakshya means the goal or aim or target. He is the one who helps you achieve your targets. Whatever your fancy charts are, whatever your quarterly incomes are, Ganpati will help you get there. Alright? Lakshapatir, the Lord or the master of goal or target, one who has mastery or control over achieving objectives. You could also tie this to, your removing obstacles. What prevents you from achieving your targets? Doesn't matter what your targets are, corporate, financial, anything, any target that you need to achieve, your project targets, for example. It's the obstacles. And we already saw in the previous ones, Ganapati is a lord of all obstacles. Remove the obstacles, remove all your supply chain and logistics and finance and loan and debt and blah blah blah, and then you have achieved your target more peacefully, haven't you? Lakshya is worth aiming for or deserving of attention. Layastho, one who is situated and established in the state of dissolution or absorption. Laddu Kapriya. Laddu is a traditional Indian sweet. He's fond of sweets. That's why Ganapati is always worshipped with lots of sweets, lots of modakas, lots of laddu. Even I love laddus. Anyway, who is fond of loving laddu, a traditional sweet. Lasa Priyo. Lasya Paro. Labhakrullo Lokavishruta. Labhakrullo Lokavishruta. Okay, that's the way Sanskrit is recited. Anyway. Lasa Priyo, one who is fond or appreciative of playfulness, entertainment, or amusement. Lasya Paro, one who is engaged or dedicated to the performance art of lasya. Labhakrul, one who brings or bestows gains, benefits, profits. Right? Ganapati is very earthbound in this sense. Right? Ganapati is all about taking care of people in their earthly realms, removing obstacles, giving prosperity, guarding the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Tune into the energy of Ganapati and he will help you achieve your earthly targets, whatever you need on this earth plane. Lokavishruta, one who is renowned or famous among people. The one who wants to do all these Instagram shots and get all those millions of views, etc. etc. Ganapati is your go-to guy. Okay. Number 107. Varenyo Vahnivadano Vedango Vandyo Vedanta Gocharaha Vikarta Vishvata again Vikarta Vishvata Chakshur Vidhata Vishvato Mukha. Okay. Too much of V's. Worthy of being chosen or revered. It implies being highly esteemed or deserving of respect. Vahni Vadano, one whose face is like fire, implying radiance, brilliance, or intensity. Vandyo, one who is praiseworthy and deserving of adoration or worship. Vedanta Gocharaha, one who is a culmination of Vedic knowledge and philosophy. Vikarta, one who is the creator or the designer. It suggests the power to bring about transformation or change. Vishvata Chakshur. Chaksha means eyes. With eyes that see in all direction or a universal vision. It implies all-seeing or all-perceiving entity. Can't really call Ganapati an entity. Let's just call it an aspect of the creator. Vidhata, the ordainer, the controller or the arranger of all things. Vishvato Mukhaha. Mukhaha means face. Vishva means universal. So universal face. The one with facing in all directions or someone with universal presence. Number 108. Vamadevo Vishwaneta Vajri Vajranivaranaha. Vishwabandh Vivasvabandhano Vishwadharo Vishveshwaro Vibhu. Thank you, Ganapati. Vamadevo, deity associated with the left side, often seen as the form of Lord Shiva. Vishwaneta, Vishwa again means universe, one who is the creator or originator of the universe. Remember, Ganapati is an aspect of the all-pervading creator itself. So it's mixed with everything. This is the way Vedic tradition always brings every Sahasranama. One is with all. So always giving you a hint that there is only one creator. Okay? Vajri Vajranivaranaha. Too much of V's. Who repels or destroys obstacles like thunderbolts. Vivasvabandhano Vishwadharo Vishveshwaro Vibhu. One who is related or connected to Vivaswan, the sun deity, the solar lineage. Now this you got to understand even from the Vedic astrology perspective. Ganapathi, in the beginning itself we saw first couple of verses, Surya Mandala Madhyakaha, means he is the center of everything solar. Everything in astrology is solar based. Sun is the center of the solar system. Astrologically also, right? So Ganapathi belongs to that. That's why Ganapathi has all the secrets of all astrology ever. Vishveshwaro, Lord of the universe, indicating supreme authority or dominion over all. This dominion is not the Christian version or Catholic version of dominion. It's not power over something. It's merging with everything. Huge difference. When you talk of authority or dominion, the Christian popular interpretation is very different to Vedic. Please understand this. Don't bring your ideas of dominion and authority and control to Vedic texts. Vedic texts are much more broad in nature. They talk of the creational level. Vibhu, one who is all-pervading, omnipresent and infinitely expansive. 109. Shabda Brahma Shama Priya Shambhu Shakti Ganeshwaraha. Shastha Shikagra Nilaya Sharanya Shambhareshwaraha. Now we come to all S's after all the V's. Alright. Shabda Brahma. Shabda means sound. Brahma is the creative sound. Omkara, you can call it that. The absolute reality or the divine principle manifested as sound, as the essence of speech. All speech, all your rolling around tongues in different languages of the earth is basically sounds, a set of consonants and vowels. That's simple. So is Sanskrit, but the way Sanskrit combines it, it induces a certain primordial creative force, if I want to call it that. Shama Priya, okay, attaining tranquility or peace. Shambhu Shakti Ganeshwaraha, Ganeshwara as the supreme lord or master of powers of Shiva, Shambhu and Ganesha. Shasta Shikhagra Nilaya Sharanya Shambhareshwaraha. Ganapathi as the one who dwells at the peak or the summit of knowledge. Shasta, divine ruler or supreme commander. Sharanya, the refuge or the protector. Sharan means the feet. Sharanya, I am at the feet of Ganapathi. Shambhareshwaraha, the lord or the supreme ruler of Shambhara, a celestial abode associated with his dad, Lord Shiva. 110. Okay, too many S's again. Shadritu Kusumak Shragvi Shadadhara Shadaksharaha. Samsara Vaidya Sarvagnya Sarva Bheshaja Bheshajam. First one, Ganapathi as the one adorned with a garland of 6 seasonal flowers. Shad means 6. Everything will be pertaining to 6. Okay? So, Shadadhara, one who possesses 6 essential qualities or aspects. Shadadhara Ksharaha, 6-letter mantra or syllable referring to Om or other sacred mantras. Now this 6-letter mantra, even I have not researched much. Maybe you can Google it or check it out on Chat GPT these days. Samsara Vaidya, the physician or the healer of the cycle of birth and death. Samsara. Samsara means everything that is earthly, putting it simply. Sarvagnya Sarva Bheshaja Bheshajam, the all-knowing or the omniscient Ganapathi. Sarva Bheshaja Bheshajam, the ultimate remedy or medicine for all ailments. All your Ayurvedic physicians out there, for example. All you healers out there, for example. You can take note of this. Okay. Let us end it with 111 and then we'll do the rest tomorrow. We come to almost 24 minutes. Yeah. Shrishti Sthitilaya Krida Sura Kunjara Bhedakaha Sinduratamaha Kumbha Sadasad Bhaktidayakaha. Srishti is creation, engaged in the play of creation, preservation, and dissolution, the three phases of any creative process. You create something, you enjoy it for a while, and you dissolve it, let it go back to its elements and its original energies. Surakunjara Bhedakaha, the one who can differentiate or separate the gods and demons like elephants. That interpretation, I'm not sure how far that is complete, but anyway. Sinduritamaha Kumbha Sadasad Bhaktidayaka, the great pitcher or the vessel adorned with vermilion. Ganapathi has eyes of vermilion, he has got hands of vermilion, even his trunk is a little vermilion, as we saw in the first phrases, right? Bestower of devotion to both the virtuous and the non-virtuous. Imagine that. So it's not this concept of the other faiths, if you want to call it that, where the virtuous is taken and the non-virtuous is discarded. There is no concept of discarding anything if you say there is only one God and everything belongs to one God, is there? What are you discarding? Where will you discard it when God is all there is? People should even start thinking logically in all this. My humble request to all you listeners, start thinking logically. If there is only one God and we are all part of that, this body, mind, intellect and all these 8 billion and this entire planet, all the solar system and all the universe is all there is, it's part of oneness, then what are we discarding? So Ganapathi is the bestower of devotion to both the virtuous and the non-virtuous. He will give freely to all. Depends upon what you want to do with it, with your own 3D mind. I'll leave you with that much for now. Take care, be safe, be happy, be awesome, be even badass wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next one, 112 onwards later.